let's create a payment entry. In our system, we need to set up various modes of payment to facilitate sales or purchase transactions, such as cash, check, credit card, and more. In ERPNext, we can create these different payment modes and set default payment accounts for each. This setup ensures that the information is automatically pulled whenever a payment mode is linked to records and transactions, such as payment entries. To find the mode of payment list, navigate to the accounting module or use the awesome bar. Here, you will see a list of pre-existing payment modes in the system, such as cash, bank draft, wire transfer, credit card, and check. For each mode of payment, you can add a default payment account. For example, when you open cash, you can select the default account and add it to the accounts table. Repeat this process for other payment modes. Payment entry. You can access the payment entry list via shortcuts in the accounting module or by typing payment entry list in the awesome bar. Here, you will see all previously created payment entries and can create a new one using the Add Payment Entry button. When opening a new payment entry, first select a payment type. The payment type defines whether the payment is being made to a party, received from a party, or recorded as an internal transfer. If you choose the payment type as Receive, you can then select a payment mode, such as cash. The default account and currency will be automatically populated based on the payment mode setup. Next, specify a party type, indicating who the payment is coming from. If it's from a customer, select Customer and name the specific customer. The default accounts from the payment mode master will be fetched in the Accounts section, displaying any balance amounts from the sender. Enter the specific amount to be received and link it to a reference sales invoice or other documents. For multiple invoices, use the Get Outstanding Invoice button to fetch all outstanding invoices for the customer. If there are no linked invoices, it will be recorded as an advance payment against the customer. You can add taxes and charges using pre-made templates. The Deductions or Losses section is for cases where there is a difference between the invoice amount and the actual paid amount due to rounding errors or exchange rate differences. Select an account to record this difference. Finally, add transaction ID details to record the payment reference number. Once all details are added, save and submit the payment entry. Upon submission, the outstanding amounts in the linked invoice will be updated. Alternatively, you can create a payment entry using a sales invoice, navigate to the sales invoice list from the accounting module or the awesome bar. After creating a sales invoice, use the Create button at the top, select Payment, and a new payment entry linked to this sales invoice will open. Customer details are fetched automatically, and the payment type is set to Receive. Add the transaction ID details, then save and submit the payment entry. Similarly, you can create a payment entry for a purchase invoice. If you create a payment entry from scratch without linking a sales or purchase invoice, ERPNext records it as an advance payment to a customer or supplier. You can also record advance payments directly from a sales or purchase order. For a sales order, open a submitted sales order and use the Create button at the top to create a payment entry. The advance amount will be updated in the sales order linked to the payment entry. All details from the sales order are pulled into the payment entry, allowing you to set and check the accounts before saving and submitting it as an advance payment against the customer. If an invoice is created later, it can be linked to this advance payment. Create a new sales invoice, select a party, and scroll to the advance payment section. Use the Get Advances Received button to fetch all advance payments made to the selected party. The invoice amount will update automatically, and the invoice will be linked to the payment entry showing the advance. Save and submit the invoice.